Greetings, all praises to the Most High Yah, His anointed people, those who seek and have been searching all of their lives to find this truth and to lift the yoke and the burden and these demonic spirits to send them back to where they belong. Those who fight for that, I greet you in love, eternal peace. I've been troubled. I'm back in Babylon one more time, and the Holy Spirit has been revealing to me some things, and I wanted to clear up something first of all. When you see me talking about the situations that happened in the community in which I was born, in which I was raised, the kingdom of Yah on earth, you got to realize something. It's a cry out. It's a plea. It's not to point the finger at an individual. It's not to point the finger at a group of men in flesh. This is an all-out attack to make us... No, this is an all-out awareness for me to make you understand that we are combating evil. If you're looking for it to be in a minister or a prince or a priest, and you want to narrow it down to that individual, then that's why we still lost. We're combating evil. We're combating a demonic spirit that uses men to fulfill its will. It used me. It used you. It will continue. So let's identify. What I'm trying to do is identify where this evil is right now. And right now, this evil is at the head of our nation, derailing us, deferring us from the initial idea of the vision that was given to Ben-Ami in the first place. The vision that moved and motivated my father and the other Nisikim and princes and ministers to this day to get it started. The reason why I exist, the reason why you, my age, who were born there, even exist, is because that same righteousness was taken from their loins or their spiritual mind, put in us to activate itself today. The minute that I stopped sinning, the minute that I refrained from drugs, alcohol, and this and that, began the clock of their judgment. When I say their judgment, this evil satanic system that uses even our parents to destroy us. It will use your brother and sister to hate you. The minute that y'all sober up over there in Israel, the minute you sober up in America, the minute that we stop children, sons and daughters born in the kingdom of Yah, the minute that we cease to assist in conspiring in our own demise, our own murder, then Yah can do the judgment that he's going to do on this earth. You are holding up time because he made a covenant with your fathers that if they would just turn back and bring us back home, then he would spare us and not let us die. But he didn't say he wouldn't stop you from killing yourself, but he wouldn't cast judgment. Yah's mercy is because first of all, you got to understand, Minister Farrakhan told my father something when the whole so-called breakup was happening with Ben-Ami and my father. Now, let me get that clear. There wasn't no breakup between those two men. Those were the forces of evil trying to destroy a nation. Y'all keep narrowing down. They was not the nation. The nation was us. We represented them. So we got to take as much fault as do we try to blame it on them. But who benefited from that? Who gained from Ben-Ami, Rabbi, and my father splitting? Who would gain? Why would they destroy what they built? Why would they all of a sudden work for Yah? I don't care whichever side you choose. There is no side but Yah's side. But why would all of a sudden now they want to destroy and hate their own very people? There was an enemy planet with them from the beginning who was spreading little doses of poison that by the time it had filled up the body, the immune system, the spiritual immune system could not detect it and it became sick. Who's suffering the most from that? We are. And the Edomite Zionist evil as, sorry, I'm getting a little worked up, Esau. And that's what I want to talk about, Esau. Esau is a spirit. It ain't a race. Esau is a spirit that a race of people is genetically being made that spirit can live in that body. I'm trying to tell you now, we're being fashioned in forms where the whole body can observe evil, because the body was not originally made for evil to live in it. That's why the wages of sin is death, because when sin enters the body, then something starts decaying inside of your body. Bear with me now. So we got to it leads me to Genesis, because I got to keep reminding you that the serpent was the most subtle of all wild beasts that Yahweh had made. And he asked the woman, did God really say you were not to eat from any of the trees in the garden? I'm trying to say that particular question was the beginning of doubt being raised in the minds of man. Doubt. Doubt is the doorway to darkness. Doubt is the pathway to being unconscious. Because when you doubt yourself, you have to go against the natural way that your energy flows. Doubt reverses the natural cycle in which the Creator had made. The whole purpose of Satan's testing system that Yah allowed it was for us to wreck creation. It was for us to go against the natural way things were made. And man had that ability. The guy had gave us the freedom of choice. The reason why religions was created was to take away free will. They got us believing that we believe in Christ and Muhammad and the laws of Moses is free will. That ain't the free will. Following the book takes away your ability to have the free will. The free will actually is living in alignment with the original way that Yahweh created heaven and earth. We're the only ones out of cycle. And because we were the stewards, we have thrown everything out of cycle. The results of what we see today, the reason why the Caucasian European, because the original Europeans were black in the southern region. The Caucasian European is in charge is because this is a 6,000-year process. They didn't just gain it. Just think how long we have been falling. And I'm talking about a specific bloodline. Because when Eve ate from the tree, she was impregnated with a foreign doctrine. She ate something that altered her genetic structure and caused an imbalance in the cycle of creation, and that she will be now impregnated with another spirit besides the spirit of Yah. And thus the tree that was outside of the body the body itself became the tree of good and evil, which means that that's why you can produce good seed and you can produce bad seed. And it's the same tree. It looks like an apple. Both of them look just like apples. One is genetically modified and one is a real apple. That's the splitting of the atom. Okay, so now he's right here in the footnote of the Schofield Bible. He says, 2 warnings necessary and unnecessary type. Bear with me. Now, the footnote of the 1909 edition, it says, the serpent in his Edenic form is not to be thought of as a whittling reptile. This effect of the curse, the creature which lent itself to Satan, may well have been the most beautiful, as it was the most subtle of the creatures, less than man. Traces of the serpent's beauty remain today despite the curse. Every movement of the serpent is graceful, and many species are beautifully colored. In the serpent, Satan appeared as an angel of light. Satan is called the serpent in Revelations. For the record, the fall of Satan in Isaiah, and read carefully on the note. Now, so what we're saying here is that the whole idea of the serpent transformed into an angel of light. I keep trying to tell you that we keep looking for what our perception of what we believe to be holy came from Hollywood. A guy in a white robe, dressed real fine, gracious, talking. That's the deception. That's the perception. But when you learn how to come from the spiritual realm, you can look through the flesh. See, before we took this fleshly form, we were able to detect and see each other in that balance of energy, a continuous flow and cycle of life. So what I'm trying to tell you is what's been taken from us. Whose best interest would it be? When we came back in 1969 and said that we are the children of the Bible, the prophecies of Deuteronomy 28th chapter, 30th chapter, and every other prophecies and writer of the prophets directly relates to a people that had been through the atrocities that we had been through. We know that the Europeans converted the Khazars in the 8th century to Judaism. Now you got to remember now the Romans, this very Catholic Roman Christian church that birthed every form of Christianity besides the one before when Yeshua was here, which was the Jerusalem teachings, which meant Christ-like, which meant we were like Yeshua, following after this teachings, which was the keys to keep us out of hell. They destroyed every living witness that was around the time of Yeshua except for Peter and Paul. Well, Paul had nothing to do with Yeshua. Peter, who, when he said before the clock crows 3 times or whatever, that he would deny him. There's more to it than that. He said that you are going to be the first one that they take and use my teachings to modify for this Roman Hellenistic system. When Yeshua came here, he was preaching against the religion that had already been created before he got here, which is this Christianity, Judaism of today. This was the systems that he was talking about. How we was paying the rabbi and how the preachers were so rich and fat and everybody was wealthy and wasn't nothing being done. That we had begun to idol worship. And why I'm trying to tell you that is because Christianity, and I'm not talking about those who following some truth path, because many Christians will be waking up to the truth as every other body. But I'm talking about this Eurocentric, Hellenistic, Greco-Roman Christianity that allows you to continuously believe in something outside of yourself. They took God outside of your body and made you worship something outside. Those are the idol worships. Because if you can't find them within externally, you will never have no connection. So it gives you a feeling. They done scientifically, y'all not understanding how evil this man is. And that our leader has passed away. And that the people that has been put in charge are making agreements or being used, just like in Black America, just like in Africa, to pacify the masses, to keep your attention. There's no way you were 3rd generation born in Israel, did the military, and you have to argue with them about getting some citizenship. Somebody is in the way of that. Somebody is powerless to an adversary. So when I say young people, you have to change your ways. That's your power. They have to keep you high, drunk, cursing, being a nigger. Because they know that when you turn back to Yah Yisrael, it's their judgment. So what are they doing? They're trying to absorb you into some Eurocentric, Hellenistic Judaism. They're trying to absorb you into a society that will make you the footstool and not the head. They knew who we were when we got there. They knew why we had come back. And it was giving them power to test us to see if we would stand with Yah or would we fall. We look like a Christian group now, or not even a good Christian group. A bunch of idol worshippers. That's just saying, hang on in there. It's going to be all right. Just like these black folks singing in America. Hold on. Sweet chariot coming forward to carry me. I was thinking about all that stuff we was singing in Shabbat Seder. That's when the prophet Isaiah and Ezekiel, he says, tell them that come before me, they bought their idols in their heart. 14th chapter of Ezekiel. He said that so when you left America, most of you came with the idols in your heart. You didn't know it. You thought you was worshiping Yah Yisrael. You thought you was worshiping Ben Ami. You had the idol, the Christianity had hid in the marrow of your bones, and all it was waiting for one chance for you to slip your perception of Yah, stayed as is the slave master had given it to you. You never internalized Yah and said put him back in you. You kept him external. You created that image of a Messiah. You created it based on, how could you even know what a Messiah would look like and be like, except that Jesus Christ was put in your head way before now. So the only way you can conceive an idea of this holy man, because we used to say he was the second coming in the 80s. You wanted so bad for Jesus to come back that you created your own Jesus in a Hebrew man who was trying to teach you that wasn't right. No, you said, no, we want Jesus. We don't want a Mashiach. You didn't say it with your mouth, but your actions prove that. When we fell down and worshiped and kissed the feet and sang songs and fell all out like we was in church. And I didn't understand it because I was born over there. I had never seen that till I came over here to church and said, wow. They carry their idols in their hearts. And he said your iniquity was hidden under your face. You never liked each other. You couldn't stand each other. Now, in order to get that spirit out of us, how do we do it? I'm going to read some more things. Because you got to understand something. Let's think about this now. Nobody never really did no research. Why did Cain kill Abel? What was that all about? What was that all about? Let's go deep inside of us and understand. First of all, she was impregnated with two spirits now. Her spirit was not the direct connection to Yah anymore, but now she has the spirit of good and evil inside of her. So he had to stop them from living forever with that. Other than that, the whole universe, they would have defiled the whole heavens. So then we get a death date. But why did Cain kill his brother? What does that signify? Why did that spirit destroy the Yah child? It's way bigger than because God accepted his rice and his tofu or his lamb or whatever he sacrificed over Cain's. No. He said, and man had intercourse with his wife Eve, and she conceived and gave birth to Cain. And I inquired a man with the help of Yahweh. And she said, and he gave me a second birth, Abel, the brother of Cain. And now Abel became a shepherd to keep the flock, while Cain tilled the soil. Time passed, and Cain brought some of the produce of the soil as an offering from Yahweh, while Abel, for his part, brought the firstborn of the flock and the fat as well. And Yahweh looked with favor on Abel's and his offering, but he did not look with favor on Cain's offering. And Cain was very angry and downcast, and Yahweh asked, why are you angry with downcast? If you are well disposed, ought you not to lift up your head? But if you are ill disposed, is not sin at the door, like a crouching beast hungering for you? which you must master. Cain said to his brother Abel, let us go out. And while they were out in the open country, Cain set on his brother Abel and killed him. After Adam had recognized that he had made an error and began the cycle of reconciliation and repentance, this is what I'm trying to tell you, that after you recognize that you have made a mistake, after you recognize that you have sinned, God in his infinite mercy will redeem you. But then there's already something that has been living inside of you that has taken birth, that will still seek to kill that good. Abel represented the redemption of man. Cain represented the acceptance of the way things were. He liked the way he was. These two spirits exist in us every day, and one is trying to destroy the other. And through humility and supplication. See, they had a conversation before he killed Abel with God. Why are you so angry? Because Cain was trying to do things that was against the natural cycle in which the Creator had made us to be in this planet. And then it goes on to say that when God, after God punished him, he said that they will kill me if they see the mark. And then the Creator said that anybody that touch him will be cursed for 7 times or something. So we have to be patient, and we have to be humble, and we have to stay connected, that we don't get too zealed up and try to destroy the same very person that killed you or destroyed you. And I'm saying that because all of us who have been in some serious atrocities of growing up there, we're not trying to, don't seek to kill them. Let Yah pass as his judgment, but know for a surety that there's 2 seeds planted in that kingdom. There's a seed that was planted to destroy the nation from the beginning. There are men who was flipped from the beginning. There are men who lost their way in the middle. There are men who lost their way in this day and time. Those are the descendants of Cain. Quit reading this book thinking that this had something to do with 5,000 years ago. Everything in this book is going on right now. That's the part they're not telling you about Biblos. And because we grew up, we was taken outside of the matrix for a short while. We was able, or I'm able, to see the world from a different point of view, without time, without all of the dogma, without all of the facades, without all of the curtains that they put in front of us. And I'm telling you that the spirit of Cain, which is the father of Esau and Nimrod, which is a rebellious spirit, which is a spirit that says that we can control man. We don't have to have God. We can, and if you believe it or not, right now, this system, this world system that we're living in, is pretending to be God. They feed us. They do give us water. They give us clothes. This is what we had separated ourselves from. Let me tell y'all young people why we came to Israel. Many of you all don't know. Just like I was looking at Ashriel representing, or what he said on the statement about the sister being called all of them names and stuff. Listen, that's fine and good. But if you don't know the depths of black history, y'all growing up, y'all don't even know who Bishop C.H. Mason is, Medgar Evers. You might know Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. You don't know about Nat Turner, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman. They are cutting you off from even knowing who you are. How did we get in slavery? And why, after 200 years of so-called being free, why haven't conditions gotten better? These are the questions. How did the Kefar get like that? How did we end up like that? We can't attribute that to a man. There's some spiritual sickness in us. We're asking the wrong questions. Why is black people still suffering today? Who are you worshiping? You can't say that after 50 years of being in the kingdom and worshiping the living God, that your conditions would be like that. That in 50 years, this was your opportunity, Ashriel, to say that we don't have citizenship fully as a community, not as an individual. Not as the few of you all who have it and I got mine and I ain't what y'all do not to get y'all's. But collectively, that we are not being recognized as the sons of Abraham. No, that we are not being recognized as the birthright descendants of Jacob. These are the opportunities for you to inject that kind of truth. But you don't have a historical background. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So, I'm going to read something from the Hebrew prophets, and I'm going to close this one out. The book of the Hebrew prophet. Let me see. Hebrew prophets, page 114 and 115. But first we're going to read from 99. How is it that you are not ashamed of your life? What have you told yourself about life that allows you to live so accustomed to denial and lies that you cannot even fathom the truth of the prophets? How have you excused your mistakes, covered up your indiscretions, hidden your hunger, and made yourself presentable to those you love and those you use? These are hard questions to ask and harder still to answer. Do you dare? He says in the book of Jeremiah, the one who is says, Yahweh says, from the least to the greatest, greed rules. Priests and prophets alike act falsely. You make light of the violence around you, crying peace, peace, when there is no peace. You act shamefully and yet feel no shame. Your cheeks never blush. Consider the many roads before you. Inquire about the timeless path, the way of happiness. Travel this road and find tranquility for yourself. But you say, I will not. Jeremiah 6:13-16. May the Lord God of Israel bless you, keep you, cause his face to shine upon you, grant you eternal peace and love. And this is just part one of the ongoing continuance. Let there be light. And I'll bring more information as we can go on. Shalom.